How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here, and welcome to the first and hopefully many of Tiny Wars Genesis replay commentary. If you've seen my Tiny Wars introduction video, this is basically Days of Ruin by web. You can play Days of Ruin online with other people, and it runs pretty smoothly, like something you would kind of expect out of Advanced Wars by web. Slightly different by formatting, but regardless, it's still the same thing. You have your long plays, you have your, how do I say this? Like, you can actually see the moves happening as you're watching. It's not just like units would just jump to certain parts of the tiles of their movement, which Advanced Wars by web used to be like that. But when I found Tiny Wars, everything was just animated, so it just felt really nice. And as you can hear, we got the nice background music for the match that is about to start. And let's get right to it right away. Alright, so I'm sorry if I'm really tiny, but I tried to fit as much as I could without interrupting anything for the screen and getting this nice little semi-overlay that is around me. So, I am player 1, and I played Isabella. Now, Isabella has a zone radius of 2. So when she's put in a vehicle or whatever, her CO zone will go out 2 tiles, almost like the size of a missile. So her day-to-day, all units in her CO zone gain 20% offense and 20% defense, which is actually not too bad of bonuses. It's almost like Sturms, Advanced Wars 2 Sturms day to day, but it only affects units that are close to her, so it's not absolutely broken, but it's most certainly useful. But however, we gotta remember, you use your CO zone to build up your CO power, and if your CO unit dies, you lose all your buildup for your power. Up here we have our zone expanding energy. It takes 30 to increase it to a zone radius of 3, and it takes 60 to bring it up to a zone radius of 4. I think these points go down for, I think you get 1 point for every 10 damage that you do. And when I say 10 damage, units are counted by the hundreds. So if you just deal 1 HP, I'm pretty sure you get 1 point. Yeah, if it's 100 HP and you one-shot them, you get 10 points. So, but it has to be in your CO zone, which is the challenge, because your CO unit dies, you lose all your power, you lose your ability. So, of course, this is Days of Ruin, so no one's going to have like a regular CO power. All Days of Ruin commanding officers only have 1 CO power, and they're all labeled as the SCOP, Super Commanding Officer Power. And hers, whenever you use your CO power, your CO zone spreads out to the entire map, so everyone is going to get that plus 20 offense and defense. Everyone gets to be Sturm, but they don't exactly get the terrain benefits though. But however, she has something that is a little reminiscent to Jake, what I feel like. Or you could say like maybe Adder and Grit. So when she uses her CO power, all units gain plus 2 movement, all of them, and all her indirects gain plus 2 range for their attacks. So if you are playing Isabella and you're in a stalemate and you have this power popped, you can now reach your opponent with your indirects or your obviously other direct movement units. I hear this is pretty good. I wanted to give it a try, hence why I played Isabella. Alright, so, oh, I didn't mean to click that. So my opponent is playing Tabitha. So, Tabitha. First, on the top, you will see that her zone radius is 0, meaning that only the unit that she's in is going to get the benefits. It's like, okay, so if it's just a single unit, the benefit's probably huge, right? 60% offense and 60% defense. Like Kandai doesn't even get that high. Oh wait, this is CO power. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Day to day, 60. It's the same thing. Just that one unit is going to get 60 offense, 60 defense. And I was about to say, I don't think Kanbai's... no, I do think Kanbai's superpower can go that high. Or like close to it, but this is not a superpower. This is just dropping Tabitha in the tank, and just watch it one-shot everything. So it may be at 0, so obviously other units aren't going to get it. But it takes 30 points to expand it to 1, and 30 points to expand it to 2. So if you get her CO zone to go up by a little bit, you could just have units like adjacent to her and just have like this death ball that would just slowly roll through and probably kill anything in its wake. Yeah, Tabitha's scary. Now her CO power, similar to Isabella, use a CO power. All of her units are getting 60-60 offense and defense. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a good reason as to why Tabitha is considered one of the best commanding officers in Days of Ruin. But that's not all. She's also Sturm. Deals 8 HP damage to all units in a 2-tile radius area. Randomly targets highest HP. Excuse me. HP or fund enemy units. Sorry, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning, at night. So, not only does she launch a Sturm Meteor on your army, but everyone else will be getting the 60% offense and 60% defense. And I personally would be surprised if you use Tabitha's CO power and you still don't win the game. Oh, alright. So, now we can finally get to the map. The map is called Substage, made by Rush_FTK. Here, this is just all the information that will update as we play. So, looking at this map, we have our 2 bases back here, the airport in the center, and these boulders. Meteors, I think they're called? Yeah, meteors on the bottom left. Meteors, they act like pipe seams, where if you destroy them, you free up the space, and you can move as you please. Alright, so here we have ruins. Ruins act like woods, where you could put a infantry on it, or like you could put a unit on it, and they have to be adjacent to you in order to see them. Got wastelands, 2 defense, because we don't really have. Because woods are 3. Oh, cities are 2. Cities maybe 2, but they also act in the same way as woods, where you have to be adjacent to them in order to see what unit is on them. Or you could use a flare, which will light up an area for you. Yeah, Days of Ruin mechanics are kind of weird, a little bit, but, you know, I still enjoy this game. So, without further ado, let's get right into the play. So, Isabella. Kind of out of place tune, but I still enjoy it. So first I buy an infantry and a bike. I want to get a bike because I want to start moving infantry, start capturing properties are out of my reach that a regular infantry wouldn't have. And as you can see, my opponent also has his own bike, but I decide to go for the backs because I could capture that city. I capture the city, and I could capture this airport after that. My opponent, I think this was kind of a mistake on my end already, because my opponent is already moving out forward before capturing the properties in the back, which is something I have started to do recently, and I'm finding much better results. So my capture game is obviously already kind of bad. Let's just pause this for a second, see if this updates. You can see our units. I have 6 units, all with a value of 12,000. Here he has 5 units, all with a value of 9,500, and this will just keep updating. As you can see, I already have 6 properties compared to my opponent's 4, but that's because I went first. So let's just see. Let's just see how he does. Based on the look of it, we're probably going to be even on properties, assuming that he's going to capture, and he's already got 3 bikes. And if you could see this bike on the bottom left right here, it's going to capture the city, and then it's much closer to this comm tower that's down here. These 2 comm towers, I like the positioning. They're obviously very contestable. So it's going to be going to see some action between these 2. So now my opponent, he goes straight for that comm tower, and he goes next to it too, so he can actually see what is there, see if I'm already there. And this was a pretty good gamble on him, because if I was already that close to the comm tower, I would just capture it, or I could. No, if I got an infantry already up there, I'd already be halfway capturing it. But yeah, here I buy a flare. No, here I buy a flare, and I decide to put my my commanding officer in here. My plan was to treat this unit solely as a, as utility. Flare, it shoots out a missile, but it just lights up an entire area. So as you can see right here, my bike cannot see this comm tower, because you have to be adjacent to properties in order to see them, which is why the flare exists. And I really do like this unit a lot. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this as like a backline unit to keep Isabella alive, and just get close enough to get those points to expand slowly, and then finally use my power, which I most likely would use once I get it. Excuse me. I get a recon on the left side to like do some scouting on the bottom. So my first thing my opponent does is get his hands on both comm towers. My capture game was way too passive. I didn't go out. He already has an infantry in the center right here. And I don't have anything. Like, these are supposed to be contested properties, and I'm nowhere near them. My closest unit is up here capturing this property. But as you can see, the flare popped, and now I could finally see this comm tower, and I'm able to interrupt this capture. So I'm just moving my units down. Here I got my bike down, and I got my recon down, but I can't see this comm tower similar to this forest. And he's just starts capturing. Does attack back on this comm tower, interesting. And here he has this tank already loaded. A much smaller CO zone, but it's not gonna matter when this single tank has 60% offense and defense. So this tank is, oh come on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to adjust the there we go. So this tank, obviously very scary. And I don't think a mech is even going to deal enough damage to it. And if you could just see right here, he almost has like 2/3 of vision on this map. That's because I played passively, trying to get these back properties before I moved out. And that is something that I have noticed, and something that I am taking into account from my future games. And it's actually working. So, See? He captures this airport last. No need for an air unit so early. And just look at these bikes. Like these bikes are so good for the capture game. And here he builds his own flare on the bottom because in Fog of War, why would you not build a flare? Alright, so I decide to bring my flare up, but it doesn't get any points because this infantry is outside of the zone. So obviously this was kind of stupid of me. I guess I planned to attack here with the infantry, but never did in the beginning. And here, I didn't see this bike capturing until I moved this bike here. But guess what will come soon? Dead. Just annihilates my bike on a ruin with. It's only 1 defense star, but still. Compared to how much? 1. And look, he's already capturing my my HQ. I have units ready to interrupt that cap, but I played just way too passively this game, and I'm already behind a comm tower right here. But I'm still just trying to capture whatever I can. And look at this! These bikes are hidden from my recon. And here I decide to pull back because I see that, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just nick this meteor. Try to get... Oh, come on. I'm sorry. Just like, you know, nick the meteor. Just try to get something going. Yeah, that looks good. Like if I'm ever going to get this out of the way soon enough, if 1 HP helps, then I guess that'll do. So, I try to capture this comm tower, but he has a bike just in sight, and 3 stars on that comm tower. My unit's just dead. And look, 2 units. Tabitha up here already has 20 points. If Tabitha can one-shot another unit, then that's when the CO zone will start to increase. And this is where she could start to get like this 5-tile ball to start rolling. Alright, so my turn. I think I do see this tank. And I'm just like, okay, let's see how I do. Okay, I take 20 and I deal 5. I can take that. You know, I got my 5 points here because I dealt 5 damage to this tank. I was like, okay, maybe I do have something that could stand up to this Tabitha boarded tank. Now here I'm like starting to move in the center now, but just look at this. Look at his vision compared to mine. Yeah, sure, our vision would overlap, but man. And here you see I'm desperately down here trying to get this comm tower so I could like have the comm tower advantage, but it's not looking good for me. Like, he already has a battle copter out, anti-air. He's got a second tank coming down here when I just got like 2 bigger tanks that are like nowhere near the battle yet. And here he's just like capturing. He could capture safely unless I flare him out, which is what I think I do. Yeah, I flare him out, but I barely miss the tank that's hiding here. I don't think I checked the replay feature. Like, look at this. I don't even know what I was doing. It's like, let me do something to rattle him. It's not worth it. Let's look at this. 1 HP trying to capture his property. It's just dead. Like, at this point, I think you can already tell who won this game. But it was my first game. And I'm not perfect, but looking at this now, I really feel like I could have done a lot better. Man, just what's the unit count right now? Look at this. He has 5. He's getting 5,000 more funds than I am. He has what are the units? He has 6 more than me. Obviously, a lot more in value. I only have 5 energy to this 22. Like, I am like already behind, and it's like turn 10. This was just... Oh, sorry. This was just a massacre. And here I was like, I try to fight back. I was like, you know what? I probably still have a chance to maybe get this comm tower. Let's just send some tanks down here, and then maybe this could be my stronger front. Alright, but his tank gets repaired back up to 7. Let's see what he does. He could capture this city. Bike, obviously, going to kill. Flares my whole area up here. Completely kills my capturing bike. Sends the copter up. And gets this, and gets her CO tank up. It's only at 25, so it's not yet at that zone where it could just start to expand to adjacent units. But yeah, he's just pushing hard. He's already got units in my vicinity of properties. So I'm just like, okay, let me just try to capture this. But nope, he can see me because that's his property. So I decided to send a flare back here to try to get some points, get some buff. I mean, by itself, this looks like it's a good fight. I attack down here on the comm tower, hopefully get some defense. I leave this in the city, just like maybe do some scouting. But yeah, this city, bottom left, not capturing. Kind of a bold move there, but my tank obviously can't do anything. Gets trapped on the HQ, but Battlecopter can come take out this tank. This flare, this was a perfect flare. And look, he's now dealt just enough damage to like get this little CO zone here, and he just completely murders everything. Anti-air, obviously going to take it out. The 20 defense isn't going to save that bike. And I'm sorry if this is too fast for you guys, but I think this is a pretty decent way to showcase this. If you guys want me to change this up, just let me know. So I get trapped at the bottom, I try to pull back, and I try to move in with my big tank. I was like, alright, see if I can win this side. Oh, my Battlecopter takes out that copter. Anti-air, only 5 damage to this, 5 to 8, because I had the flare in here. But looking at the unit count right now, what do we got? Now he's 7,000 ahead of me. And has twice as many units compared to me. This was a slaughter. And now look, he can finally start capturing this comm tower. And look, he's finally got it in the zone. And here's this little ball that I was talking about. Any of these 5 units right here, they all have that buff. And he's just slowly moving in. I don't even know if I see this. Deals some pretty ballsy damage to my tank, and is actually winning. Repairs this tank, produces a tank and another Battlecopter, moves his unit in the forest, hiding everything basically. So, the moment I see this, I'm like, you know what? I'm not winning this. The game ended in 13 turns, 355 actions in total. I can learn a lot from this match. Like I said, I most definitely can, see if I can mute this for a moment. Alright. Hold on. If I mute that, does my mic pick up? Okay, it does. So, most definitely, I can learn, how the meta kind of is. Like, bikes are very, very good. I could maybe have a flare near contested areas, such as the flare that my opponent had. So he always had constant sight on that comm tower without needing a unit to be adjacent to it. While my flare was up here as well, I didn't really put it to full use. I was being a little offensive with it rather than utility. I got some points, but at the end of the day, every other move that I did was just very bad. And, you know, when you play a game for the first time, you're going to get smacked around a lot. That's just how the gaming experience goes. You're a new player, you're going to face a lot of hard opposition, but eventually you're just going to play more and more over time. Then eventually you'll get to a decent level. And if you're committed enough, probably get to a much higher level. I think my opponent was like ranked 4th best in the rankings of this game. So, of course, I got mollywopped like that. But like I said, it's all a learning experience. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I want to try to see if this works. If this video just went too fast for you, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to do a more slower, more play-by-play replay commentary for any upcoming Tiny Wars videos. But this will do it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Advanced Warrior, and you all have my warm regards. Take care.